Dead by Daylight. The hit asymmetrical horror game developed by Behaviour Interactive, where 4 survivors battle against a single killer to survive and escape. As of the making of this video, there are currently 37 killers, with the most recent addition being Dracula. And while watching my favourite board streamer Sperms, I was given an idea. How many games would it take to play against all 37 killers? Pretty stupid, I know, but nonetheless, I was committed to answer my question. So, as you can probably guess, it took quite a lot of matches to play against all 37 killers, and I don't think it will make for a very good video to go through every game individually, so I'll be grouping games together where I can to save everyone time. Starting off in game 1, I was blessed with the first Wesker of the video, and trust me, it will not be the last. In this game, I basically just did gens, saved a few people from the hook, and that eventually led to all of us getting out. Exhilarating, I know, but the gameplay does get slightly better later on. You just have to trust the process. If you're also wondering why the gens have all that weird red shit on them, it's because when I recorded this, it was all the way back in April when the Blood Moon event was active, which should give you an idea how often I play the game and how incredibly slow I am at making YouTube videos. Moving on to game 2 now, we matched with the first Oni, which after only 30 seconds I had more action in this game than in the last game. Also, watching these games back, I'm realising my Meg strip is terrible, but I promise we won't have to look at it for much longer. After doing a gen, Oni finds me in his power and slams my ass into the ground. This down led to my first hook of the video, and after being saved, I spent 10 minutes slowly ticking away at gens, hiding from the killer, but unfortunately he found me again, and I obviously got down again. Just like in game 1, I managed to get all 4 survivors out again, thanks to Kate being a bit of a rat. Game 3, I matched against the first plague of the video on Borgo, but I wouldn't be as lucky as in the first 2 games. I still managed to get 2 people out, but unfortunately I wasn't one of them, and I would get used to dying pretty quickly as I wouldn't survive another game until game 14, but I'm getting ahead of myself. In game 4, we got everyone's favourite chainsaw wielding maniac. Sorry Billy. We tried our best, but the strong bubba managed to get a 3k thanks to my amazing looping abilities. Game 5 was against the first Demogorgon, in which I apparently had 500 ping to start the game, so strong start. When Flowerface does find me, I finally, after 5 games, show a bit of skill and loop him, although it wasn't like the easiest place to loop that isn't Shack, but I'll take what I can get. Michaela then tunnels herself, so I guess me and Feng were inspired to throw the game in her honour, which eventually led to a 4k for the Demogorgon. Moving on to game 6 and 7, we got our first repeating killers with Oni in game 6 and Wesker in game 7. Game 6 was your average DBD game where someone got tunnelled, people got slugged, and the killer got a 4k while still at 5 gens. Probably a
skill issue,
but I'll just blame it on the fact that I was using Kate at the time. Game 7 wasn't much better as well, so we can skip that one because I don't like Wesker. In game 8, I matched against the first pig of the video on everyone's favourite map, Larry's, but there was no snoots to be booped in this one, as the strong pig was able to get a 4k on us. I did manage to loop her for a bit at the end, but the game was basically done, so I was just delaying the inevitable, although if my teammate decided to recover herself, one of us could have maybe got hatched, but fuck me I guess. Game 9 now, and we got the first pyramid head. I'm not sure what was happening in this game, but I kept rubber banding everywhere when I tried sprinting, which made the game pretty unplayable, so we won't spend too long here, although this game did last for 20 minutes thanks to a pretty rubbish free gen that me and my teammates couldn't break. When we did finally get the last gen done after 10 minutes of trying, 3 of us ended up dying in the endgame collapse, but Joe got out, so our efforts weren't in vain. Game 10 now, and we're back to playing TCM. Does anyone still play that game, by the way? Guess Bubba didn't appreciate his game dying, as we stood no chance this match. The Bubba was just too strong for my team, leading to everyone getting killed and 5 gens still up. Game 11 came across everyone's least favourite doll for the first time, in another match where me and my team all died, although this time we could blame it on a disconnect that happened after only 2 minutes. Cheers, Baz mate. Then, in Game 12, I was back in 2014 playing Alien Isolation all over again. Goated game, by the way. I had some decent moments in this game, one of them being at Shack, but obviously I died in the end, with only Meg managing to escape. This puts us at 9 out of 37 killers so far. Game 13 gave us our 10th unique killer, this time being Billy. I also had 3 TTVs on my team, for anyone who cares. I thought I should just point that out. Sadly, we lost Jake with only 3 gens left, making it quite difficult. And to make things even better, I basically threw the game here. I mean, what the fuck was I thinking? Of course, we all died, thanks to me. Game 14 was the first of a few matches recorded during the first Chaos Shuffle event, which was all the way back in May. I realise I'm a little bit late to the party, so late in fact, that at the time of making this video, the second Chaos Shuffle event has been and gone. Anyway, in Game 14 we matched Pyramid Head for the second time with some not so great perks, but thankfully this Pyramid Head wasn't as strong as the one I had in Game 9. Me and my team sacrificed Leon in his own backyard, allowing for the 3 of us to escape, which was my first escape since the second match. On to Game 15 now, and I think I'd finally matched against a player of similar skill to me. Our first Wraith was quite a spectacle, and even with no Mither, I somehow managed to take this demon on some interesting chases, which I don't think he appreciated very much. In the end though, 3 of us managed to escape, and that puts us at 11 out of the 37 killers. Now, because my brain is quite smooth, I forgot to record Game 16, only realising when I was in the post-game lobby, which you can see on the screen now. We got Michael, putting us at 12 killers, but unfortunately, this wouldn't be the only time I forgot to record a game. Looking at you, Game 72. Game 17, and look at that, I'm playing Feng. Too bad, we got Wesker again. This game was pretty boring, though I only saw the kill like 3 times, and when he did enter chase with me, he was pretty uneventful and lasted about 10 seconds as you can see. Surprisingly, everyone managed to escape. 4 escapes in a row after 11 deaths in a row. Maybe I'm finally getting better. Game 18 matched me against the first nurse, putting us at 13 unique killers so far in the video, and as you can already guess, I didn't escape this one. I tried my best having some decent chases early on, but it wasn't enough and only our Sable managed to escape. Game 19, I thought I'd try David for a game. Hopefully this isn't like Game 17, where I try a new survivor and get Wesker.
Hello, motherfucker.
Quickly on to Game 20 now, and this might be a hot take, but I actually like Nostromo. I'm sure someone clicked off the video after hearing that, but I can't help it. Maybe it's just because I'm a big fan of the Alien universe. Anyway, this game we had the first night of the video, but not much really happened until the end of the match. We lost Brad Pitt's dad, rest in peace, and I managed to get Hatch. Game 21, I got the second Wraith, and for some reason I got given no perks, which was very helpful. Of course I died, but Alan Wake got out, so it's a W in my book. Game 22, I actually have some perks, that's nice. I'm going to do this gen, so we can skip forward a little bit. Okay, very cool. This match consisted of this for about 8 minutes or so, only ending because of the endgame collapse. But at least I have another killer, which puts us at 15 out of the 37. Surely Game 23 won't be as strange as that. Yeah, he's back. And as you can see, I was quite happy with this. This was the same as the last game, except it lasted twice as long. Nice. The Yoshi YT ____ my goat for real. Unfortunately, we wouldn't get Doctor for a third game, as in game 24 I'd get the second Knight, and in game 25 I'd get the second Demogorgon. Game 24 was fairly uneventful, but I managed to escape, and 25 was the exact opposite, as everyone died at 5 gens. Gotta love the duality. In game 26 I was taken to Haddonfield, which is easily one of my least favourite maps, but thankfully we got the 16th unique killer in the Artist. Not much really happened and everyone got out, although I did get this kind of goofy flashlight save. Game 27 now, and I got the first blight of the video, which included 3 survivors getting moored thanks to Devour Hope and us not being able to find the totem. Unfortunately, that was the last game of Chaos Shuffle I played, but by the time I got around to playing game 28, the 8th anniversary event had just started, so no normal games just yet. In game 28, I got the first Legion, putting us at 18 unique killers, and it started off with Nick Cage blowing my gen the fuck up. But I guess I can forgive him, because he was pretty good in long legs. Karma strikes and Nick Cage gets hooked first, but I eventually heal him because he's death hook, and while waiting for him to heal me, he fucked off. I take it back, long legs was absolutely dog shit. We eventually all die, with 3 gens still up. Thanks Cage mate. Now, as I said a moment ago, I was at 18 unique killers at this point in only 28 games, which is not bad, but for the next 12 games I would get no new killers. And even though some of these games had some decent moments, covering every single match would make this video just too long, and I know most people are brain rotted well beyond repair, so I'll be skipping to game 41. For anyone who cares, in games 29 to 40 I got my 3rd and 4th Knight, 2nd and 3rd Myers, 2nd and 3rd Chucky, and my 3rd Pyramid Head, Oni, Bubba, Wraith and Doctor. Maybe I'll edit all the games from this together so you can watch my awful gameplay and to show proof for anyone that for some reason doesn't believe me. So, jumping all the way to game 41 now, we're still in the 8th anniversary and I got our first Vecna of the video, and while I had some minor looking chases, I died while the gates were open and only Sable managed to escape. Game 42, I again got another new killer coming against Spirit. Not much really happened until I got unhooked on my 2nd stage and I went on a pallet tour, but to end the chase for some reason I did this. Probably would have died anyway, but we can quickly move on. Game 43, I again got another new killer, this time Ghostface, which puts us at 21 out of 37. Once again I died, which is basically tradition at this point. But I had some decent moments, with this one in particular being quite interesting. Then, to end it, I ran into a fence, cause why not? Games 44 and 45, I got the 1st and 2nd Huntress of the video. Game 44 went pretty well, despite me getting hooked twice while still at 4 gens. Although, look at this hit she got for my 2nd down. Skill issue I guess. I must have been pretty pissed off after that hit, because I locked in and I had some pretty good chases. Well, good for me anyway. And I must have got quite excited here, because I never teabag, but I get hit right after, so that's what I get. Sadly, Dwight didn't make it out, but we managed to get a free out. Now, game 45. Maybe I can take some confidence from game 44. We all died at 2 gens. Game 46 was another Wesker, so we can ignore that. And in game 47, we made friends with a Spirit, although I guess she didn't like one of the Steves because he got executed. Rest in peace. Game 48, I got my first Freddy of the video, and maybe in general. I don't think I'd played him before when I recorded this. That didn't matter though, I still gave him the juice. But a few minutes later, I for some reason did this. When your solo queue teammates are shit, it's probably because you have me on your team. Unsurprisingly, we all died. Game 49 was the 4th Pyramid Head, while games 50, 51 and 52 had the 2nd Legion, Blight and Alien respectively. Nothing happened in these games, so we'll move on. On to game 53, and we have, in my opinion, one of the coolest killers aesthetically in the game. Too bad it's no fun to play against. Any guesses? Well, if you thought the Unknown, you're wrong, because that motherfucker is ugly and isn't too bad to play against. But if you thought Singularity, you would be correct. Well done. Now, in this game, obviously we got stuck on the last gen. It wasn't even a good free gen, but in baby MMR where I am at, it doesn't matter. A free gen's a free gen. We did eventually get the last gen done, but the current team state isn't great. Not the best, but not the worst. Surely someone can get out, right?
A few moments later.
Yeah, you didn't even have any endgame perks, but like I said, baby MMR. Game 54 was the 2nd Vecna, which I had some decent chases in, and that led to 3 people escaping. Game 55 was my first dredge of the video, but this game consisted of me just doing gens for like 10 minutes. I got hit once, but not much else happened, and all 4 of us got out. And after that game, I was at 25 killers, meaning I only had 12 left. That was also the last 8th anniversary game, so back to regular DBD now. Game 56 was the 3rd Demogorgon, and although I saw the killer more than in game 55, it was still pretty boring. I got killed in the endgame claps. Game 57 won't be much better in terms of escape, thanks to my pretty terrible chases, which eventually led to everyone dying. But on the bright side, I did get another new killer in the Gunslinger, putting me at 26. Games 58 to 64, I got no new killers, and most of these games were either baby killers, the killer leaving after like a minute, or me getting tunnelled by night, which I guess I didn't appreciate at the time, so we can quickly skip over that. Game 56, I got Nemesis, and like usual, everyone died, but I'll blame it on Hawkins because that map is shit, and not the fact that I gave up in chase about 3 seconds away from the hatch. Game 66, I got my 4th Legion, and in game 67 I got the 4th Nurse, but game 67 was the first time I convinced some friends to try the game, so the killer was about as good as you would expect. Because I'm a bully, my 2 friends did gens all game while me and the random had some fun with this poor nurse who didn't even have perks. I feel quite bad watching this back. Game 68 was the first unknown of the video, and it also consisted of some E-daters, but they won't be able to save me. This game can basically be summed up by this clip. I mean, how unfortunate is that? They did eventually get the gen done, but I'm not sure if they made it out because I stopped recording. Game 69 now. Nice. And we got... oh, that's not nice. Game 70. Hopefully this goes better. Thank God she got fucking nerfed. Game 71 was the 4th Demogorgon, and then to end this run of terrible games off, in game 72 I got a Pinhead, but as I mentioned earlier, I forgot to record again, only realising in the post game lobby. I do get another Pinhead later, and I did record that one, so don't hate me too much, Hellraiser fans. On to game 73 now, and I found a hag who immediately got cooked. Yes, this is the standard here if you haven't already realised. If you want to watch some good players, go and watch JRM. We eventually get down to 1 gen after some very high MMR gameplay from all parties involved. Then the killer decides to do this. I'm not privy to this strategy, and it leads to all 4 survivors escaping, so I guess the killer isn't either. Game 74 here, and we got the 4th Chucky in a pretty boring game of DBD, nothing really happened. And in game 75 we got the 1st Clown, putting us at 32 out of 37 killers, but this might have been one of the most painful matches I recorded for the video. The Clown had the eerie add-on that exposes survivors when you get a direct hit with the bottle, which I didn't know existed when I was playing this match. And although the Clown isn't considered a very strong killer, this guy was pretty good at getting direct hits, getting 6 downs just by doing that, 3 of which were on me. Obviously, I didn't enjoy that match. Game 76 was our 7th Wesker. Yeah, 7. We can skip it, although I did buy the game on Steam by this point, so if my name keeps switching, that will be why. In fact, we can skip all the way to game 83, as I had no new killers in the previous 6 games, finding the 2nd Dredge, Ghostface and Artist, 3rd Huntress and the 4th Alien and Michael. The 33rd killer was a trickster in game 83 who rolled my whole team and didn't even use his power, which is kind of embarrassing. He did tunnel my kinda new to the game friend, so we have a bit of an excuse, I guess. Now, game 84 was the 4th bubble of the video, but we aren't skipping this too fast because, not to hype myself up too much, but I think I entered my flow state in this game. After the first gem popped, I went on my first and probably last actual, dare I say, good chase. Although I did get hooked once, but we can ignore that part. I also got very lucky once or twice, as you can see, but as a great Jedi Master once told me, there's no such thing as luck. I got 2 pretty neat, well-timed pallet stuns in a row, then at the exit gate I sacrificed my friend, although I don't think he needed to do all that watching it back. I must have felt quite confident after the last game, because in game 85 I was doing a decent job of occupying the killer, which was the 3rd Wraith that I'd seen. In the first chase, the dude left, so I must have been cooking something. But after some more less successful chases, I eventually got caught out by his D-cloak, which doesn't make any sound, which is insanely powerful, by the way, just saying. I did stall long enough at Shack for my friend to escape, so that's a W in my opinion. He let me escape last game, kinda, and I allowed for him to escape in this game. Team synergy on point, but still only at 33 killers out of the 37, with Onryo, Twins, Trapper and Dracula left. Although, I will admit that when recording this, Dracula wasn't even on the live servers at this point, and wouldn't be until after I'd got every other killer, but I'll talk about that again later. For now, we're on to game 86, which was the 2nd Gunslinger, but not much really happened. Game 87 was the 5th Xeno of the video, and I had some good moments, including a little heal tech at the exit gate to help my friend crawl out. Game 88 was the 3rd Ghostface, where I got cooked, but in game 89 I did a bit of the cooking. Can we call that cooking? Yeah, I don't see why not. Game 90 was the 4th Huntress, and in game 91 found the 34th unique killer finally, which was Onryo. Not much happened in game 91. I did gens for about 7 minutes and then died in the exit gate because my brain decided I shouldn't leave in this situation. Baby MMR strikes again. After game 91, it unsurprisingly took another 14 games to see a new killer, and looking at the file names for the matches from 92 to 104, it looks like I had a fairly rough time, so we can probably skip to game 105, safely knowing that we've not missed anything. Game 105 was the only match I had against the Twins, which is to be expected considering the low pick rate. Not much really happened this game though, and everyone managed to escape. After game 105, we were at 35 out of the 37 killers, but as I mentioned earlier, while playing these matches Dracula wasn't in the game yet, so the only killer I could find was Trapper, which made me think I'd have to wait quite a while before I found him, but to my surprise, I would only have to wait until game 112, which blessed me with the 36th killer, who happened to be a baby trapper. Also, after waiting 112 games to finally get a trapper, only 2 or 3 games later I managed to find another one, which was actually the last game of DBD that I played before Dracula was added. Obviously, after a new killer gets added, the pick rates for that killer will be quite high initially, but I was on holiday until early September, so I didn't play any matches until around the 5th of September, and Dracula got added on the 27th. Despite that, it still only took me 4 matches to find him, which meant after 117 games, I had matched all 37 different killers. Game 117 was of course my first time playing against him, as during the PTB I only played as the killer, so of course I died, because I always die, but not before messing with him a little bit.
Give it to me! Give it to me! Give it to me! Give it to me! Just give it! Damn!
Also, if Steve didn't, I assume, block the gate switch on purpose, I might have made it out. So, after 6 months of recording and like 2 months of editing and writing, I can finally share my useless answer that it took me 117 games to match every killer. Of those 117 games, I only survived 50, and the numbers for each killer will be on screen now. Obviously, if anyone else was to try this and record the results the same way I have, they would have totally different results, since it's pretty much just RNG which killer you get, and pick rates of killers will shift over time depending who gets buffed, who gets nerfed, and when new killers get added. Because I'm lazy, making this video took a lot longer than expected, and by the time I upload it, there will basically be 38 killers as the Houndmaster gets added on the 28th, and it's currently the 17th of November when I'm recording these lines, so my results are already outdated. Nice. I did also discover while editing this video that a person who goes by the Twitch name DBD has been tracking every killer that the streamer Skirms has got for the past like 600 games, which is some dedication. It also makes my 117 games look puny, so thanks to that guy, I guess. Anyway, if you're somehow still here, thanks for watching my long and pointless video. Hopefully I'll see you next time when I upload in like 6 months.